Alright, gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here in Hutan Pantai. It's July, it's raining, very much a similar fashion to what we're dealing with, I should say. Not I'm, but we are dealing with here in Ohio. Lots of rain, flooding. I believe the Ohio River just crested at 60 feet. So, going to be a little bit of some minor damage, I think, some flooding damage that we're going to be dealing with here in the southern Ohio area for a little while, unfortunately. But, I guess almost every series that we got going on right now is a par for course, right? It's a very similar situation where we're dealing with a lot of rain lately. Now, 2 fields are ready to harvest today, and the rain should be stopping somewhere here in the next 10 to 30 minutes, I think. It's somewhere around 10 o'clock, so hopefully it stops here any minute, but I guess we'll find out one way or another, right? I'm just going to pull this one down here. So in the meantime, I figured I might as well just go ahead and start pulling some more trees down here, because that's something that we need to do anyway. We're not going to worry about bringing anything to the temple today. They have plenty of resources right now, so we're not really going to worry about that right now. But maybe later on in the episode we will. I'd like to start working towards, getting the drill for the green beans. That really is step number one. We need the harvester, which is super expensive, but if we can get the drill going, right, and get the crop in the ground, that would probably help us in the long run, right? Instead of just buying the harvester first and then waiting to get the drill. Maybe we just go ahead and buy the drill first and go ahead and put something in the ground. That probably would be a smart approach for us. So we're going to attempt to do that today, so long as everything goes as smoothly as we want. Now, to do that, we're going to have to sell some things. Now, it is July. I'm pretty sure long grain rice is good to sell today. We sold pretty much all of it, I think, in the last episode, but one of the fields that we do have to harvest today is a long grain rice field, excuse me. So that will provide us with a decent amount of money, which is good. And then obviously this field right here is obviously ready to harvest as well. So, and I believe that is canola. So that's just going to go into the silo itself. We're not going to be selling that today, but it's okay. When the time comes, it's definitely going to help us so we can get that harvester. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing better than the Ohio is doing right now. All the rain that we've been having. Love rain, but not when it's flooding everything. Not really the most ideal situation for us, right? So we're starting off with a little bit of forestry work, a little bit of tree work here. Normally it's not something I like to put on camera, but considering the fact that it is raining and we don't want to lose any yield, and we don't have anything else to do but this or contracts, we might as well go ahead and knock this out. At least that's how I feel about it. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, I don't know how many episodes it was ago when I mentioned it, but I said I'm not really wanting to do a ton of tree work on camera, but sometimes there's not really anything else for it. This is just the case that we're in right now, where it's raining and we don't want to harvest with the rain. So let's knock these out. Let's get this done. And we can go from there. So I'd think, given the amount of money we have now and not having a loan anymore and what we have left to do here, what we have left to accomplish, I would say that what I said before about having maybe another 2 or 3 months left of this series, I think it's probably going to be less than that. The temple is still going to be the problem, but we mentioned already, and in case you just stumbled across this and don't know, everything as far as this challenge goes is down below in the description. But the temple is it's an optional objective. We are going to complete it regardless, one way or another, but it might just be a situation where I do a lot of the carrying everything we need there off camera, and then we work on jumping through the months together and get into the point where the temple is complete by skipping months at the end, since we've accomplished everything else, right? But we'll see. How many wood chips we got in there? I mean, we got to be getting a lot of wood chips by now. 6,000 is actually not as much as I thought. I thought we were going to be looking more like 20,000 wood chips, but we're not quite there. As you can see, I don't have the planks on. I still haven't turned them on. There's no reason to. The temple itself is not taking anything from the planks right now. So it can't store anymore anyway. So even if we were to make them, they're just going to sit there. And it just doesn't seem like the most beneficial thing for us to do right now. So what I will do here, gang, is I will continue on here, knocking down trees, carrying them down there to the sawmill, and wait for the rain to subside. And when that happens, I'll be back with you, and we can begin doing a harvest. All right, well, we're heading back. We got it almost up to 40,000. There's still a lot of trees to pull into there. One of them is a massive tree, so it's going to take us a little bit of time, but it's enough trees in there for a while. So the sun is out on the top right-hand corner of the little menu map there. It is still raining, but only just, so I'm hopeful by the time we get back here to the yard and get everything set up and ready to go, it will be done with all of the rain, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Looks like it just now finished as I'm saying that, so that's good. So real quick before we get started here, I do want to give a warm welcome to the newest member to the channel, Sean Mullen. So thank you very much, man. Appreciate your support, and means the world, man. Welcome aboard. If you want to become a member as well, links down below in the description. You get access to videos like this one early, among other things like members-only series and access and input on new series discussions, right? So if that's something you're interested in, links in below in the description. You get a bunch of other stuff besides just that, but I would say those are probably the best portions of the perk, probably more than likely. What am I running into here? It's like an invisible wall or something I just ran into. That was weird. That's not happened before. Anyway, let's get the harvester out here. Let's get this thing grooving here. We need to service this thing. It's getting a little, we're getting a little old here. It's going to need a little bit of service. So we're going to start off with the long grain rice first, because I do believe that is something we can sell today. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll head over to the other field that has canola in it. Now, I do not believe that one's going to need water anymore. I think it's at the next growing stage. It'll probably be ready to harvest in the next episode. So we're not going to worry about that one today. About flooding it is what I mean. But we're going to get started here on the harvest here. And we're going to look right now, once we get turned around here, after we get the headland kind of taken care of here, we're going to look at and see what drill we're going to get, right? We've got $233,000. Ideally, I'd like to use about half of that and no more on the drill, because we're going to need it for specifically 2 fields. We can certainly put it in more than those 2 fields, but specifically we're going to need it for 2 fields. They are relatively decent-sized fields. So we want something that has a decent width on it. It doesn't need to be the biggest width, but it needs to be decent. I don't want to do something that has 3-meter width on those fields. That would take a long time. 6 would be good, I think. If we could find something 6 meters, that would be the most ideal situation for us. Looks like our neighbors here have some weed problems. Maybe they'll have a contract that'll pop up for us. We can do some hoeing or weeding for them. Probably not, but you never know. Maybe there will be. Alright, now that we're on a kind of a straightaway here. Used market. Nothing really out there for us, unfortunately. But that's okay. I believe it's a planter we need. It is. This one's 59,000. Does both seeds and fertilizer. It's a 6-meter width, which is kind of what I was looking for. This is a 6.7. That's even better. This is an 8.1. Even better. That 8.1 might be the winner right there. I'm going to be honest with you. 89 or 81,000. 8.1, I think, is going to be the winner. That's probably the one we're going to buy. It won't take up all of our money. We'll be able to keep some of that money and continue to save towards the harvester, right? That's the big purchase that is still remaining, is the harvester. Otherwise, things are going well here on the farm, man. Everything's good. The goats are good. All the fields are in good shape. Besides some of the hail damage we kind of, you know, received. Some in this field, some in that field. Pretty much all the fields almost got hail damage, so not really a whole lot we can do about that, though. That is a natural disaster situation. Now, we're not going to do a time-lapse or anything for this harvest here. We'll do some jump cuts for sure. I'll edit some out, I'm sure, in the edit. I'll take some of this out in the edit, but we will likely do one over there on the bigger field, more than likely. And I think what I'm going to do actually right now is once we get this thing harvested, I'm going to throw a worker immediately on here, putting the cultivation in, doing the work there, and then probably just starting to re-drill this, whether it's in this episode or the next one. We'll just get it prepped and ready to go one way or another while we head over there and harvest that field. So I've got some new, well, my members know I've got 2 already ideas for new series that I've kind of run past them. I've got one more that I want to release to them and give them a little bit of input on, and then that'll be likely something that's going to take the place of this series. It may end up starting before this series is over. I don't know yet, but it'll likely take the place of this one long term. I think the 2 that I've released so far I really like. The third one that's getting ready to come out, I think it's going to be even better. It's my opinion on it, at least. I also have a 4th one. I don't think it's necessarily ready yet. I think I need to do a little bit more preliminary work, and what I mean by that is a lot of the stuff that, as far as these challenges that I come up with, I do a lot of, thinking and write them on paper, and then I try to, figure out end goal, and does it make sense? Is it going to be enjoyable, etc.? This series, some people really enjoy it, and other people I feel like haven't enjoyed it, which is disappointing. I really thought this series was going to be a huge hit, but, I take what I know from this series now, and whenever we decide to do this series again in the future, which I'm sure we will, we can modify and, make it better. Version 2 of this can be better, or Series 2 of this, or whatever you want to call it, can be better. But long story short, I've got 3 different ideas that I want to put on from paper onto video, and have my members provide input into what they like, what they don't like, other ideas that maybe we can incorporate after they watch it and see it. And that's one of the perks they get, right? So let me get the rest of this field done here, gang. Like I said, we'll do a jump cut here. I'm not going to make you watch me harvest this field. It's almost done already as it is. There's no reason to do a little tiny time lapse for this one. I'll just do a jump cut, finish the rest of this harvest up, and then we can head over to the other field. Alright, we're almost done here, gang, and it definitely is going to be something we're going to sell here immediately. The price is dropping quickly. What I'm going to do is flip the tractors, actually. I'm going to put the John Deere here on this field doing the cultivation here, because it can pull the cultivator. So we're going to have the John Deere cultivate this field up for us while we go sell that, and then obviously eventually take the harvester over to the other field. So we're going to try to knock all of that out at the same time here if we can. Alright, field is done, so we'll go bring this over here, let it unload while we get in the process of getting everything set up here. Alright, turn that on. We need to go pick up the cultivator, which is, of course, behind us. Let's flip over there and grab that. Now, we do have some silage as well that should be ready to sell, which should provide us with a little bit more money from our silage silo over there, because we, if you recall in the last episode, we mowed up all that grass and put it into the silo, so we do also have that ready to go. Alright, so there's that. So let's flip off the tractors, or flip out the tractors, flip off the tractors. That would be something, wouldn't it? And I'm actually going to have the worker, I think, jump into the harvester for me and start taking it over there. He may run into some traffic, I don't know, but we'll find out, I guess. I haven't tried that yet. There's probably going to be some issues, but we'll figure it out. Let's see what happens. No, I do not want to do that. Okay, autosave. A lot of people having those issues with the crashing here, and I think it's gotten better. I think they've kind of fixed it a little bit, but there's no way. There's no way. We're going to have to do it ourselves. Never mind. Forget that. I'm just going to leave it right here for now. We've got to take it up there anyway to do service. I was just going to have it go towards the service station at the shop so we can go ahead and do that, but we'll let it be. We'll let it be. We're going to go sell this where we normally do, over here at the little mill. Because it's going to give us a pretty good price, and it's only a couple dollars less than what the train would. And obviously with the train, you've got to rent it, right? Or lease it. So rent it is actually what I meant to say. You got to rent it, which costs us a little bit more money, right? So in the long run, this is actually cheaper. And by cheaper, I mean, it's not the right word I meant either. In the long run, this is actually going to provide us with more money. That's what I meant to say. It means just can't talk today, evidently, gang. Alright, only 48% full here, so it's still going to give us a decent amount of money, but it's not going to be anything outrageous here. 20 grand. We'll take that all day. 20 grand off that tiny little field. That's really good. The way I look at it now, the planter we're going to be buying is only 60,000 now. Well, I'll tell you what, all the trees we've taken down has really changed the landscape up here on the hill, hasn't it? It really looks different. I'm not sure there's going to be anything we can actually do with that hill, though. I'm not sure if we're really going to have the time to do it anyway, but I don't even know if the grapes and the olives would work on that hill. It's a pretty severe hill after looking at it from this angle. I don't know. Possibly. I guess we would have to run a test on it and see. The worker clearly was having some issues getting the tractor up here. I just noticed it when we were going around the headland there. I had to switch over there and take the worker off. He was just running into traffic, causing a traffic jam, so there was no reason for me to continue that and continue to pay him dollars for him just to sit there and run into traffic because he can't figure out how to get around the course there, the AI, unfortunately. Almost done with the canola harvest here, though. Not taking too long. It's pretty good harvest, too. We're getting a decent amount out of it. Granted, we did have, as you can see in the distance down there, some hail damage here, so our yield is a little bit less than what it normally would be because of that. 2 big splotches of hail damage. There's also a little bit over there on that right side on the by the road there, by the sign. I don't know if you can really see it now. You could back there, but anyway. So we had some damage here, some pretty heavy damage in this field, so we'll take a little bit of a hit. We do need a little bit of gas here for the harvester, so when we head back, we will fill this thing up with some gas. And it really could use a bath as well, so we'll take the power washer out to it as well. It has yet to get its power wash bath since we purchased that, so it's been a workhorse for us, man. It's been a workhorse for us. The paint is starting to chip off, as you can see, but I'm really not worried about the paint condition. That does not really bother me. We'll just get all the dirt off it, make it shine for whatever paint is left. Let me get the rest of this done here. A little bit of a jump cut, get the rest of this done, and we'll head back to the farm. Or to the yard, I should say. Alright, we are all done here. I'm going to go ahead and unload the rest of this into the trailer here. And we can fold this sucker up and head on back. Now, the canola is going to go directly into the silo. Right now, we just simply are not going to sell it in July. It's not the best time to sell it by any means. So we're just going to store it. Now, while that's happening, let's go ahead and buy our planter, right? I think we were deciding on this guy right here, the $81,000 8.1 meter. Now, this will only have seed. It will not do both, so maybe we should reconsider that. Maybe we should reconsider. It's $8,500 more to get this one, which has both. Yeah, we'll buy that one. Forget it. We're going to buy this one. I think we might have used this one at some point on FS22. I think. I could be wrong on that statement, though. Either way, it's ours now. We just had to head up to the shop and pick it up. Let me get the harvester back here. I'll get the tractor back with the trailer and everything else, and we'll get going. All right, I got the harvester back already. I actually went ahead and brought the John Deere over here. I'm going to have the John Deere worker there, the worker in the John Deere, rather, begin cultivating up that field for us so we can actually plant it, right, with some green beans. We're not going to do the green bean planting today. It'll be in the next episode. But that's okay. We're going to take this back, drop it into the silo itself, then we're going to go run up there and pick up the new planter. Now, in the next episode, whenever that comes, we're going to have a lot to do. A lot to do. So, realistically, I probably should be doing this today, but we're not going to. The episode's going to be long enough as it is at current, so there's no reason to. But if we look at the map here, pretty much every other field is going to be ready to harvest in the next episode. So, we're going to have plenty to do. Drilling and harvesting both. So more than likely what we'll end up doing in the next episode is kind of spend a little bit more time doing some of the drilling, since we didn't really do any drilling at all, or any cultivating ourselves for that matter. We just did harvesting today. Alright, so let's unload this. It's going to take it a second. It's a pretty slow raising Brantner here. I really thought it would be a lot faster than that when I purchased it originally, but it is what it is. It does go into the silo fast. It just takes it a while for it to get started. Okay, perfect. So we'll drop that off. I will head up to the shop. I will see you at the shop. All right, we got our planter here. I'm just going to bring it back. Now you might be asking, well, what are we going to do with the rest of the time there, Z? I mean, you've got a decent, you know, video length right now, but it's not as normal as it's not as long as you normally do. You're right, it's not. We've got silage to sell. We're not going to sell all of it today, but we're going to sell a little bit of that silage today, is just to get us to that point. The next episode, what we're likely going to do is start with the drilling here with the green beans, and might even have a worker doing the drilling here of the long grain rice in this field. But we're going to probably start with the green beans. We're going to start with the drilling of the green beans, and then we can kind of complete everything else. And what I mean by complete everything else is I'm talking about selling the rest of the silage. There's something else we're also going to do today, though, before we end the episode. So it's not we're not done yet. We're going to have to figure out something else for this. That's for sure. And that's kind of has to do with what we're going to be doing here to finish off the episode. We're going to put down another shed today, gang. We're starting to get a lot of equipment here. It's time for us to buy some other shed because we've got a lot of equipment that's really too big for the barns we have. So we need a bit of a bigger barn. Not sure which one we're going to get just yet. I will figure that out, but... why do we not have any silage? Oh, I had it on selling already. I did not realize I had it on selling already. Well, no wonder. I was like, I swear we didn't make that much money in the last episode, but... Well, there you go. There's a Z mistake today. I always make mistakes. I've told you that many times. I make mistakes a lot. And there's one right there for you. Now, we are going to put a shed down. Where are we going to put the shed? Great question. We're going to remove some of this grass for sure when we do it, but we really want to keep enough room to be able to back things into here and then the harvester here, right? So if we put it over here somewhere, I feel like all of this space is going to go away for a grass perspective, right? So I'm thinking maybe we put it down here and we maybe remove some of this grass here, right? And then put it facing this way. Or I guess I could put it here too, really. Well, let's see what we got. What options do we have here? It's going to have to be something different than what we've been putting down, because those are just simply not big enough for some of the stuff we have now. But I don't want to spend an outrageous amount. I mean, it'll probably be one of these, right? Which we're utilizing these a lot, but they work. And they're very, very cheap. They're very inexpensive. Perhaps what we do is get rid of this shed and put this one here. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so, because we're not really utilizing this anymore, since we're not doing bales anymore, we're just doing the forage or the loading wagon, right? We're not doing those bales anymore, so there's really no reason to keep that shed anymore. The trailer, even we were putting underneath it, wasn't even fully underneath it anyway, so it was kind of pointless. So I think that makes a lot of sense. That way we don't really have to lose a whole lot of the grass. We are going to lose a little bit of it, I will admit that, because we're going to want to touch this up and give it a little bit more room, but... Okay. So let's get back to the sheds here. Let me just make sure there's nothing else out here that's, you know, around the same amount of, you know, or around the same price or a similar price that would make sense. 30 grand, it's a little bit too much, a little bit more than I want to spend right now. Yep, we'll put that one in. It's just it's just such a useful one, man. It really is. This is a good one. Or should we do the big open one? I think the open one's probably smarter. Let's do the open one. All right, I just want to make sure that I'm not, you know, impeding too much here of everything else. That'll work. Let's head over there and take a look at it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's fine. I like it. It'll work. It'll work. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. All right, so let's. I don't want it to be open. I want it to be a closed shed. So let's close that up. Little trees coming through a little bit there, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Good, good, good. So let's kind of move things around here and get everything set up. We also need to clean off the harvester as well. I think I'm going to move the harvester over to here now as well, based solely on the fact that for forever we haven't been able to put the header of the harvester in a shed, and now we can. So I think we're going to do that as well. So let's jump out of here really quick, and we'll get into here. We'll turn the beacons off. We don't need those on anymore, but we can spray this down, make it look a lot better. Looks 10 times better already. Now this should, I'm using air quotes, you can't see them, but it should fit under here. It should be enough room, because we've utilized this before. Might take up most of the actual space, but that's okay, because we're putting this in here now. It's pretty much in there. Since we're putting this in here now, we're going to have more room in that shed, right, for some of the smaller equipment. Probably could also put the fertilizer spreader under there too. As a matter of fact, we might be able to get away. We're gonna have to move that drill, but we might be able to get away with putting both the drills in this way. I don't know how far back this is going to go. Let's try it. We can always get the other one out and move it if we need to, right? Let me see. How far out of the actual shed are we? Not much. So yeah, if we move this, we absolutely could do it. It does mean that this would, you know, limit the area over here. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Okay, I'm going to drop that off here. Let's realign this thing a little bit, and then I think we should be good. It's not normally something that I do on camera, but I figured why not change it up a little bit, right? Let's do something different than we normally do. Why not? If I push this back into the shed the correct way here, they both should work. I might have pulled that one out a little bit too far. No. Might not be able to get this one now that I'm looking at, but we're gonna attempt it. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm not very good at backing stuff up. You guys know that, if you've been around for a long time. It's one of my many weaknesses for sure in this game. Oh yeah, we can get it in there. No problem. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, baby. Actually, I need to push it in there a little bit further, but I can do that later. Let me grab the fertilizer spreader here. We're going to take it over there where I said we're going to put it in the new shed. Because this is way too high to put into any of these sheds. But it should fit in that one. Which gives us more space to maneuver up in here as well. Overall, this is just a win-win situation for us right now. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that! Like a glove, baby. Like a glove. Alright, final thing. Let's extend this area out a little bit more so we've got a little bit more room here to drive. It is going to kill some grass, but that's fine. I also normally don't put a lot of this on camera either, just because I normally make a mistake. It's easier for me to fix it off camera, and you wouldn't even be the wiser, right? But Yeah, this is good. This is good. Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. I'll take it. That'll work. That'll work. All right, we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you considered hitting the like and the subscribe button for me. Both of those things help me out an absolute ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Thanks so much to my 14 members. Can't thank you guys enough. I'll see you in the next episode.